guys, today kind of excited, a little tired, but we're going to be installing the Atlp J pipe. So ATL J pipe, Atlp version 2 J pipe. Initial parts that come out of the pre-cats are going to be like 2 1/4, and then it merges to a 2 1/2. Oh man, what I will say is one thing that I noticed right away is the girth, the size difference. From like the forums and just my research and everything on the J series motors, the J pipe is probably one of the best bang for your buck mods when it comes to dollars spent and horsepower gained. Another reason too why I went with the Atlp J pipe, besides it being carb legal, is they dyno tested it compared to the RV6 J pipe, which completely removes the third cat, and the collectors typically go all the way down to where it merges to where there would be a cat back. This one made more horsepower and more torque at higher RPMs compared to the RV6 that made more horsepower and torque at lower RPMs. So let's say from 1,000 RPMs all the way to maybe 4,000, the RV6 made more power, but from around 4,000 to 4,500 to redline, the Atlp J pipe made more power. Also, rasp. I hate rasp. I hate obnoxious exhaust noises. I guess that's why I'm very particular on what kind of exhaust mods I would throw on my car, because I just hate when it sounds like crap. Unfortunately, the RV6, as nice as it is and as good as it looks, it causes your J series to sound very, very raspy. Those of you that have J series or are looking into getting one, or you've already modded one, you would know. So that's the 2 reasons why I went with this, or a couple, I guess. Performance, better top end power and torque than the RV6. It's carb legal, and rasp. I hate that. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this. You see she's sitting right there. Normally this mod should take probably a couple hours depending on your level of experience. For me, it might take me 30 minutes to, I don't know, an hour. Shouldn't be that long for me. I've taken off this J pipe probably a handful of times. I did the I'll pop the hood for you guys. Okay, so it's under the hood. I do have the K&N Typhoon intake, and also the P2R. See it down over there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there it is. The P2R intake manifold spacer. Those are probably the only 2 I have for engine performance. I do have the Acuity shifter bushings, the P2R radiator hoses. My old motor over there, if you can see it. That one I do plan on rebuilding it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it pulled up on the driveway. Goodness, it's hot. Keep the Jacksons on there, both sides, get it up in the air, and then everything else is done from the bottom. Alright, there you go. Car's on jack stands. You got the back wheels chalk so it doesn't roll. I also have the e-brake pulled, but until the key's inside. There you go. Stock. So when you go under here, and once you're under the car, once you're under here, it's pretty straightforward. Those are 3 bolts you're going to be removing with the that go attached to the catalytic converter. You have this exhaust hanger right here. You have the 3 bolts for this back part right here of the J pipe, and then you have the ones for the front right there. And there's a good chance that this might be all you need. Is you got your impact, a small extension, a swivel 14, and an exhaust hanger. At least for the 8th gen Accords specifically. But you might need, you know, a 14 millimeter wrench if it's like a nut and bolt on for both sides, depending on your situation. But this is pretty much all I really need. There we go. So it's been probably about less than 10 minutes. I got the old one out. There's a new one. You can see the difference. This size, I believe it is bigger here as well, but it doesn't look by much. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but or maybe not, but you can see like the difference between the size of this bend and that one right there. Same thing, you can tell the girth, also the flow. So this just kind of goes and crams into there, and then it forces its way that way compared to this one where it's gonna you got equal length essentially, and then they merge right here. This also, I didn't mention it before, but another reason why you have performance is because of scavenging effect. So what it does is the flow through here, when it goes through, it causes, I guess in simple terms, a suction to where it's gonna suck. It's gonna cause like a negative pressure to where now air is gonna flow faster out of here, and then vice versa. When it comes through here, it's gonna cause a negative pressure that's gonna cause a suction from air through there. So what that's going to do in two terms, it's going to increase volume and flow, and when it has that negative pressure, it's going to suck more of the exhaust gases out of the cylinder, and it's going to suck with it sucking more exhaust gases out of the cylinder. It's going to also suck in fresh air and fuel in. So when it's doing its natural, the motor's doing its natural thing where air, fuel goes in, combustion, exhaust comes out. When that exhaust comes out, it causes a negative pressure in the cylinder, which causes more fresh air and cleaner fuel. Pretty much you'll get a cleaner mixture inside the cylinder, which is going to give you a better bang. So that's it right there. You can see the difference. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them on. It did come with gaskets. They don't look like the best gaskets, but I mean, hey, as long as it doesn't leak, right? I mean, whatever, it is what it is. All right, and as you can see, it's all in. Everything right there, you can. It's all in there, good to go. Let me kind of widen the angle. Fits really well. Didn't have to kind of struggle with anything. Alright guys, J pipe is installed with the race pipe. Here's the stock cat. What's interesting is, I don't know if you can see that light through it. It's so small, but if I spin it around, you can see it everywhere. But yep, this is that third cat delete. So it's Atlp J pipe with the third cat. I actually got the race pipe later. I got it at a really good deal from Atlp, just because I don't know if I said it in the original videos, but I was worried that it was gonna leak right here, and it is. So that you can see that crack going up. I smoke tested it coming out from there. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, and this is probably the best comparison to the RV6 J pipe, just because the RV6 deletes the third cat because the two runner exhaust ports, they come all the way and they mount back here, and then they mount to the existing cat back. Yeah, so there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and probably get some videos, some sounds, just something for you guys to hear and listen to, and then let you know my thoughts on it. I also just replaced my front main seal. I had did the oil pump reseal, and I installed the seal incorrectly. What's going on, guys? So before we cut to the exhaust clips and the drive videos, I just wanted to say a quick couple pointers about it. Would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. However, I would say if you're gonna get the Atlp J pipe, get it with the race pipe. That's gonna be your best bang for your buck. Do you feel power? Do you feel a power gain? Yes, I did. No, and there are probably going to be people saying like, well, you know, it's a butt dyno, like it's a placebo effect. You think you're getting on all this? You can definitely tell. I knew this for sure because when I installed the P2R throttle body spacer, I can tell that around 6,100 RPMs to redline, the car felt like it fell on its face because the spacer lowers the power curve. So from about 6,100 to redline, car felt like it just ran out of power and it was just revving out. It wasn't even pulling anymore. But I noticed after the J pipe and race pipe was installed, that completely went away. So it just pulled all the way to redline again. So I'd imagine that even if I removed the spacer, it would give me even more power on the top end. So yes, I definitely recommend it. Get it with the race pipe. And it does change your exhaust note and tone. I wouldn't say it makes it louder. It's not like you threw a straight pipe from the cat back and it screams loud. But no, you could definitely tell the tone is a little bit higher and it's different. It sounds a little bit more throatier and more aggressive. You will notice too in the second part of the drive videos when I shift gears and stuff, you notice a good little it's because of that exhaust leak. So just kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, sounds great. Love it. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend it. It is a must-have for the J series vehicles. So Acura, Honda, you know, your TL type S's, your base model TLs, any J series that you have, the J30, J32, J35s, J37s, yes, definitely a must-have. Definitely a big bang for your buck. That's probably going to be easily, it feels like it's over 10 wheel horsepower and like 10 wheel torque. Like that's how much more it pulls. So I would assume that the numbers that they claim about anywhere above 10 to 15 like wheel horsepower gain, I would believe so. I believe it's pretty accurate. Yeah, without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy some of the exhaust clips and some of the drive-bys. You have any questions or anything like that, please let me know. I guess maybe there's one question. You don't need a tune for it. You should be able to just throw it on and notice the gains. But besides that, anything, just don't be afraid to ask.